Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm really glad you made it. This video is really, really important, and I'm asking you to hang on through it and listen to the information, because there's little nuggets in here that will help you preserve your rating and make sure that you don't get reduced. And if the VA screws up, at least you know you have a leg to stand on, because the VA works in silos and they have blinders on and they don't look at the periphery and they're not reading the rules and regulations the ways that they should be. So we, as a veteran community, should be up to speed with everything that is going to affect us and our claims. So let's jump into it here, and I'm asking you to hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that stuff, and really, collectively, we can help get this word out. Everyone has to do their part, right? I'm pushing it out there. It's up to you now to hit the thumbs up, because it really does help the channel to spread the word, which is the whole purpose I'm here doing this. So the thing that I hate most of all is that, well, I never knew. I never, nobody ever told me. I never, and there's a lot of that as you transition out of the military. You just have no clue. Nobody's coming to you and saying, hey, here's the door you need to go in. Here's the key. It's right there. This is what you need to do. Here's the secret knock. Nobody's doing that. So there are, right? I'm doing it. There's other people on YouTube doing it, but you know what I mean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through this directly from the Code of Federal Regulations, the CFR, the rule book for the VA, and I'm going to go through it, and I'm going to focus specifically on disability compensation. And even if you're new to VA disability compensation or not, it's important to understand all of the different various protections that come into play for you with regard to protecting your claim percentages. And again, the VA will screw up and they're going to reduce somebody that they shouldn't because they're protected, but you're in a much better position when you know what sort of protections you're supposed to have. At least you have some way to combat whatever they're doing. So jumping into it, I'm going to start off on the compensation cases, and it is the next line down, and it says scheduling reexaminations. I'm just going to read through it, give you my thoughts, and then I'm also going to show you how to order your C file, your case file, or case folder from the VA, which gives you all of your information and gives you some insight on some additional protections that I'm going to talk about here as well. So, and in my opinion, it's actually the most important protection, to be honest. All right, so moving on, and I've talked about it before. So scheduling reexaminations. Assignment of a pre-established rating requires reexamination within the second 6-month period following separation from service, following initial Department of Veterans Affairs examination or any scheduled future or other examination, reexamination, if in order, will be scheduled within not less than 2 years nor more than 5 years within the judgment of the rating board, unless another time period is elsewhere specified. So, blah, right? So what they're saying here is that typically, right? Typically what they're looking at is if you have a condition, they will typically ask for a re-examination of you on that condition somewhere between the 2 to 5 year period. And you will see that if they are going to do it, typically, again, in the award decision, the decision letter that they send you saying, hey, look, we had your claim, we made our decision, we rated you at 30% for this because that's what you're rated, and we didn't rate you at 50 because you didn't meet these things, right? And then they're going to say, we have a future exam set out for you, somewhere before 5 years. So that's what this is talking about. Now, it says here, this is the important part. Okay, so now you know that typically the window, and again, they always leave a little variant, right? So unless another time period is elsewhere specified. So there's that. Cancer might be a good one. So if you have cancer and the cancer goes out 8 years, they might do a re-examination later because now you were able to put the cancer at bay and now they want to do a reexamination. Could be something like that, right? So, but anyway, they leave some room. So this next section is the part that starts to dial in on the protections that I want to share with you. Hang in there with me. I know it's 8 minutes of your life, so please. No periodic future examinations will be requested. No periodic future examinations will be requested. In service-connected cases, no periodic reexamination will be scheduled. Okay, pretty sweet. And they list down, let's see here, 6 different reasons. Number 1, when the disability is established as static, meaning that it is static, it's not projected to get any better. It is projected to stay the same and actually probably get worse. That is a static condition. That is my favorite protection. Okay, that protection is by far my favorite one. And I will show you where you can find out if your conditions are listed as static. And we'll jump into that in like probably 2 minutes. So let's jump into the next one here. Number 2, when the findings and symptoms are shown by examination scheduled in paragraph B21 or B2I of this section or other examinations and hospital reports to have persisted without material improvement for a period of 5 years or more. Okay, that's the 5-year rule. So if you have a service-connected condition and all of your medical records show that your condition has not gotten any better over a period of 5 years, the VA is not supposed to request any future examinations or any periodic reexaminations. The next one is number 3, where the disability from disease is permanent in character and of such nature that there is no likelihood of improvement. Okay, so it's another way to say static, right? So it is specifically targeting diseases. So typically somebody with arthritis, it's usually not going to get better. It's you catch it up front, you try to do the best to mitigate progression, but it's usually not going to go into remission and disappear. So moving on. Number 4, in cases of veterans over 55 years of age, except under unusual circumstances. So 55-year rule. Okay, so if you're over 55, except under unusual circumstances. The next one is number 5, when the rating is prescribed when the rating is a prescribed scheduled minimum rating. So if you have the lowest rating in the rating schedule for your condition, the VA is not going to waste time re-examining you because you're already at the lowest rating. So you don't need to worry about that specific condition. The next one is number 6, and this is the last one here, where a combined disability evaluation would not be affected if the future examination should result in a reduced evaluation for one or more conditions. So I'm in this boat. So I don't remember how many conditions. We'll say 8. So I have 8 conditions that are service connected. 7 of them are static. 1 of them is not. But my 7 that are static take me to 100%. So I'm permanent in total because all those 7 that are static take me to 100%. My non-static condition is not going to have a evaluation or a re-exam because even if it went to a 0%, it doesn't change my overall rating. So I'm still in the same boat. So I don't need to worry about the VA knocking on my door and making me go down to do a re-exam for this condition that's not considered static. So those are the 6 reasons or protections out there for you. Now, here's the kicker. you could have multiple of those. You can have static conditions, you could be 55 years or older, and you could have your conditions in place for more than 5 years. So now you have multiple protections that are lining up for you. Now there's also the 10-year and the 20-year, but I'm going to leave those alone because this is the upfront stuff that I want you to kind of focus on. Next is the C-file, right? So trying to get your code sheet, right? Your code sheet, so when you think about your conditions and everything with the VA, they'll all be listed on a sheet. That sheet will show you information on there, such as if your condition is static or has a future exam date. Now, I did pull up something here for you on code sheets. Code sheets to order. Let's see. Ordering your code sheet. Okay, so a rating code sheet will list all your current ratings, the percentage, dates of each percentage, and if there's a routine future exam. So very important. And then you can order it yourself, or you can have your VSO order it for you. Veteran Service Rep would also help. I'm going to type it in here real quick for you. Bear with me. Can't remember the number off the top of my head here. Order VA code or C file. Sorry. Order VA C file. All right. So VA form 3288 is the form in which you would want to use in order to order your C file. And in that C file is where you're going to find your code sheet. The code sheet is what has the magic information for you to know what conditions are considered static. Okay. Now, if you have all your conditions are adding up to 100% and they're all static, but you're not permanent in total, you need to reach out to the VA and let them know that all your conditions are static and you should be rated at permanent in total. Or if all your conditions, you've had them for more than 5 years, or you're over 55 or whatever, anything that warrants you not to have a future exam, you should then be permanent in total. Very important. So the other reason why this is important is, let's say that you're not at 100% yet. Let's say that you're at 80 or 90 and you're looking to get over the hump and get to that 100%. It's important to know where you're at, so that way you can figure out where you're going and are your current conditions protected or not, as you're messing around with your new claims. So again, wanted to share with you the protections and how to what form to use to order your C file. And in your C file is the code sheet that has all your conditions with all of the disposition. Is it static or is there a future exam, and so forth. So with that, we'll go ahead and conclude it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.